Hi guys, good afternoon. In this video, I want to teach you something that I've learned recently that I think is so cool, and that is how to make medicine at home that you can use at the onset of a cold or a flu, or anytime you want to just boost your immunity. Now, we're at a time in the world when boosting our immunity is one of the best things that we can do for ourselves and for our families and for our friends and for our community. So I'm going to be teaching you something in this video that you can use to help yourself and others for the rest of your life. It's great. So this is something that I learned in class last week at my herbalism course at Casa Curativa, and this is something called fire cider. Now maybe you've heard of fire cider before. I had. I remember when I was living in Cambridge, there was this really healthy restaurant. Hey guys, hi Ed, hi Jane. And you could buy a shot of this stuff called fire cider, and I remember I took it once and it was like, oh my god, that was really intense. They probably had a lot of jalapenos in theirs. I'm going to teach you a recipe today, a very simple, basic, straightforward recipe using some very basic things you'll have at home. Let's grab I got my garlic too. So the basic things we're going to be using today are garlic, onions, ginger, and apple cider vinegar. So before we get started, hi everybody, welcome to the video. I'm really excited to bring you something that I hope will help you feel healthier and consequently happier in your life. So I'm going to read to you a little bit from what I learned last week in class, and I really only have about 20 minutes for this video because I got to get to class. So hey Luke, no, you don't rub the onion in your face. You're going to see what we do. So first, let me just share this. Fire cider is an ancient immune-boosting tonic packed with anti-inflammatory, anti-bacterial, antiviral, and circulatory herbs. It's typically sweetened with honey, and as they say, a shot a day keeps the doctor away. So I'm gonna, you know how I like to do on this channel, I like to provide you with a breadcrumb that you can then do your own research. You can follow the breadcrumbs and see where it leads you. And so that's one thing that's interesting, is that fire cider, you can do it a million different ways. So I'm going to teach you a really, really basic way today. And I know a lot of you guys have followed my recipes for making sauerkraut. In fact, in the High Five tribe, I'm seeing your guys' sauerkraut pictures all the time, and it gives me great joy. So I'm hoping this can be one of those things that you can add to your repertoire. So fire cider is a traditional immune-supporting remedy with deep roots in folk medicine. At its most basic level, it's a zesty infused vinegar packed with powerful immune-boosting, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral, and circulatory herbs. You can use it as a defense against cold and flu pathogens. Take it at the first sign of a cold, and also as a decongestant and expectorant when your cold has set in. So not only is it an immune tonic, homemade fire cider, which we're about to make here, stimulates digestion and helps move circulation throughout the body. So that also means that it'll help keep you warm on those cold days. Now, I don't have horseradish here, but I wish I did. So we're not going to include that today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the base, and then over the next couple of days, I'm going to order some horseradish, and I'm going to come back and add those things in. So one of the best things about homemade fire cider, as it says here, is that each person can come up with their own recipe, kind of just like sauerkraut. And it can be adjusted based on your tastes and preferences, and also the kind of support that you're looking for. So some basic ingredients in fire cider. Red onion, bam. Garlic clove, bam. Lemon or orange with peel, diced. Okay, we'll go grab one of those from the fridge. Fresh ginger, bam. We're going to throw in some turmeric as well. Fresh horseradish, the root, grated. I don't have that, but we'll get that later. Fresh thyme, not the temporal concept, I mean the plant. And then to really get that fire in your cider, you can add cayenne or jalapeno. I personally don't add that because I don't like it. And then at the end, so what we're going to do is we're going to combine all these ingredients. We're gonna pour on apple cider vinegar, ba-bam, and then you're gonna let it sit for 4 weeks. So here are the ones that I made last week at Casa Curativa. So I put them in the jar. This is wax paper because you actually don't want the vinegar to come in contact with metal because it'll make the metal rust. Yeah, okay, Adele, you love all the ingredients. Your staple is lemon, red onion, garlic every day. So Adele, this is gonna help you take those things to the next level, because when we essentially ferment all those ingredients together in the vinegar, we are supercharging them. We are upping the minerals, we are upping like the nutritional content, which is one of the benefits of eating fermented foods. Also probiotics, so good for your, there's so many reasons. So let's go ahead and start. So we're gonna put it in a jar, we're gonna seal it up, and then leave it for 4 weeks, but you shake it every day. As much as you can remember, shake it, okay? And then I store these under my cupboard in a cool, dark place. My understanding is you don't want to store it in the sun. Just keep it in a cool, dark place. Troy, you could throw chaga mushrooms into your fire cider, and you could even sell this at the market when you go and sell your mushrooms. I bet if you sold a fire cider, you could sell that for, I mean, it's a high quality product that is easy to make at home, but if you buy it elsewhere, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. So that's why I advocate that we do this stuff at home. So without further ado, let's grab the lemon, let's grab the grater. We'll grab a lemon really, really quickly. This guy needs to be this guy's looking good. Okay, so let's grab the grater. Where's the grater? Great, here's the grater next to my cacao. Yeah, Troy, man, you know, if you did this, I mean, this could be one of those, an amazing product that you offer at your stand at the market. So I met Troy in Maine. He's the mushroom man of Maine. I met you actually before I went off to Egypt and before I came to Guatemala. Cool and dark. Yeah, Yannick, I don't think there's, again, if you have a cave or a cellar, that'd probably be a great place. That's how our ancestors would do it. You know, they would make these different concoctions that would help them stay healthy and literally like survive the winter. Let me grab my peeler. Lemon and lime, you know, people are always confused. So this is a lemon. It looks like a lime, but here in Guatemala, and also when I was in places like Thailand, you know what? I think when we did it, we kept the peels on. So I'm just, also for the sake of time, I'm gonna keep the peels on. So what we're gonna do, I wish I could, it's getting a little hot. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna use the grater, and I actually couldn't find my bigger jar, so we're gonna make a smaller batch, which is fine because really the purpose of this video is I just want to teach you how to do it. And so, you know, if you're the kind of person who likes to make things, who wants to be healthy and well, and just really take responsibility for doing what you can to empower yourself and empower your immune system, I think this could become a really great ally for you on that path. So here I am grating ginger. And as I said, we're going to keep this recipe today pretty simple. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to class at Casa Curativa, and I think when I'm there today, I'm going to collect some herbs from the garden, and I'm going to bring those herbs back, and I'm just going to add them on top. Okay, so we have our ginger. Now, I couldn't find my bigger jar, as I said, so I only have a small jar. So I'll just go ahead and just pack this stuff in. There we go. Now, my understanding is there are these Instagram kings and queens out there who will do this kind of stuff and make it look really fancy, and they'll line the jalapeno peppers around the edge, and it just like looks just wow. I'm not that fancy, so we're just gonna chop a bunch of stuff and throw it in the jar. Yeah, so Carol, this was ginger. Let me grab my other knife. It's my favorite knife. Oh, by the way, if you want to know what knives I'm using or a lot of the products that I'm using, I've updated my website, my shop page. It has Erica's Faves, and that is the section where I recommend the products to you that I use, and I link to them where you can find them online. So I have a bunch of books there. I have some spices. I have my little boop boop, my little spinny thing here, which I use for cacao or in the rare instances that I'm making coffee. Lots of fun stuff there. I got my Vitamix up there, all the things. Okay, so now I got my onion. We are not going to rub it on our face. No, we're going to chop it. And you know, there's always the question, like, do you take bigger slices? Do you take smaller slices? I typically err on the side of doing smaller slices because, you know, it cooks faster, the things move. Oh, Susanna, we pickling. You know, I think you can kind of consider this pickling. So what we're going to be doing is we're adding these ingredients together. These are immune supporting, immune boosting ingredients: ginger, garlic, onion, some lemon, and then we're going to mix it with apple cider vinegar. And so the vinegar is a fermented food. It's full of live, good bacteria. So the apple cider vinegar, in fact, that's what I take first thing in the morning. Very first thing I put in my body this in the morning is a little bit of warm water. Alexa, snooze my reminder 20 minutes.
Okay.
So the first thing I put in my body every morning is a little bit of warm water with a cap full of apple cider vinegar. And that's good to alkalize the body, or so I've heard. It's a good probiotic. It's just healthy, man. Yeah, we could put rosemary in it. In fact, I have some rosemary, oregano. In fact, oregano is one of those herbs. You know, it's like one of those spices that we take for granted because it's like, yeah, oregano. Oregano is actually really great for fighting bad bacteria in your body. So when you're sick or when you have a parasite infection, bringing oregano into your diet, or just any time, because it's a preventative. And this is, I liked what one of my teachers said. It's like, these are things that we should be doing to support ourselves while we're still healthy, especially. Because if you're waiting until you're sick to really start, I mean, you can, like, do it, right? But if you're waiting to get sick to start, like, making your medicine and taking care of yourself and, you know, starting these different, like, energetic practices, it's kind of like waiting until the enemy is at the gates to start, like, fashioning your weapons. It's like, no, do that in advance, you know? Oh, hi, Tara, how you doing? So Kim, what I do is in the morning, I will fill up a cup with a little bit of warm water, and then here's my apple cider vinegar, and I'll just take a cap of it like this. Just like that. In fact, any time of day you can just, oh yeah. It's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Suzanne, can you substitute dried oregano? Yeah, why not? I don't know, I got my dried oregano. I have some cool oregano growing in the garden. If we have enough time, then we'll run out there and grab some. But so far, look, my jar is already pretty much full, is almost full. So now I'm going to smash in some garlic. It's getting a little warm in here. Sorry, it's a little nipply today. What are we gonna do? We're just gonna accept it. So, nice. Selena, have you ever heard of the right blood type? I've heard of it, never really looked into it. I think what is good and true about that is to understand that we all have different constitutions. We all have different needs. And so I think it's important, you know, the adage of, like, know thyself. Know thyself. Know what you need to be happy. Know what you need. Oh, hi, April. So today in this video, we are making an immune-boosting super health tonic called Fire Cider, which is essentially a mixture of healthy herbs and spices and vegetables like garlic, ginger, onions, and we're mixing it all together. and we're going to fill the jar with apple cider vinegar, and then we're going to put it away, and we're going to let it sit and ferment for 4 weeks. And when we come back, what will have happened is that the vinegar will have amplified and extracted some of the best qualities of these foods and made them even more bioavailable to us, even more easy to absorb. And so this is something that you keep in your cupboard, and if you start feeling a little, you know, you take a shot of it. And you can also take it as a preventative medicine. So just take a little teaspoon or whatever every day. Or one of the things that we read about is a shot a day keeps the doctor away. So here, let me show you what I'm doing. Oh, hi guys. Okay, so here, so I'm just squishing my garlic. The good part about taking the garlic under the flat part of the blade like this is that then it makes the skins much easier to peel off. You see that? Sometimes, I don't know about you, but I've struggled to peel off garlic skins. But even for this fire cider, like if you're really kind of like messy about it and you keep the peels on, like again, it's okay. We're giving more material to extract from. And what's cool is essentially in the vinegar, we're pickling this stuff. So at the end, after 4 weeks, we're going to strain out all of the material, and then we're going to separate the liquid into just like a health tonic that we can drink a little bit every day or a lot when we're sick. And then the other stuff, you can kind of keep that as sort of like a pickled condiment that you can add onto your food, you know, just for a little extra flavor and yumminess. So let's see. It is 11:30 now. My class starts in about half an hour, so we're just going to do this for a little while longer. What I really just want to get you guys going with is just the base. And then, you know, just like I've taught you guys, many of you guys have run with it, and I'm so proud of you. The base of making sauerkraut. The base of making sauerkraut, right? So this is one of those things where now you can play around with it and find your own favorite recipe and your own favorite way of doing this. And what's so great, it's like one of those things that you can do, you know, once a month or however often, and then just keep that in the cupboard for your family. You know, have your kids take it, have your spouse take it. Oh, Scott, good question. Can you use fruits instead? Scott, I think that's a really great question, and I'm going to go ahead and say yes. You could add fruit, but here's the thing. Like, we're using garlic and ginger because these vegetables or these plants have unique properties. Like, they are anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. They're really good for your circulatory system, getting that blood moving. So you can make other ones, like, you know, someone in my class was talking about making like a strawberry vinegar, which, like, sounds amazing. So it's really up to you. And that's, again, guys, what I really want to just emphasize in this video. It's like, so the main woman, the herbalist, Rosemary Gladstar, she really championed fire cider, and she has a book, I can't remember where it is, with like hundreds of different recipes for this. So again, no right way, no wrong way. I think the key is that we use the vinegar. So essentially what we're doing here is we're making a medicinal vinegar. Oh, Roger, thank you, honey. Hi. Oh, hi, Jasmine. Happy birthday, honey. Did you have fun? All right. Yeah, and actually, I haven't even gotten onto making the bread yet. I really want to get to the bread. I just, like, for me, my big takeaway from that class, it's like, what is the easiest thing I can make? And it's literally vinegar. So this is kind of my, yeah. Yeah, so Troy Ryerson, he's the mushroom guy talking about chaga. Someone asked, Lynn asked, would this be good for autoimmune disease? I don't know. I imagine it would be, because this is going to boost your immune system, right? So this could be a point to research. If you're someone who has an immune deficiency, this could be something for you to look into. And again, no chemicals, no pharmaceuticals, no big expense. Something really simple you can do at home. So far I've got the ginger in the bottom, I got onions on top. Now I just chopped a buttload of garlic. Over here. Chopped a buttload of garlic. We're gonna put the buttload of garlic on top. You see this? And then, you know what? Let's go into the garden and let's find some of that oregano we talked about. Oh, and you know what I also want to do? Okay, so there we go. Super simple. So here's my apple cider vinegar. Here are those 3 basic things. Now, if I had horseradish, I would put horseradish in it. So again, some other ingredients. So red onion, garlic clove, lemon or orange, ginger, turmeric, horseradish, thyme. So I have my turmeric powder, of course. Oh, Peggy, great. You got the art of fermentation. Fantastic. So I'm going to take some turmeric, and how much? I don't know, like a spoon. No. I'm making medicine, Ma. Great. I want to make this a tough one, okay? So now I have 4 things in there so far. Let's hop down to the garden and let's grab some oregano, okay? Also, thank you. Okay, so let's go. So, Eileen, you're asking, how much do I take per day? Hi, Bronco. Hi, buddy. So I actually haven't, the batch that I've made isn't done yet. Oh, we'll grab some rosemary too. Look at that on the way back. Okay. And then we're gonna wrap up this video because I gotta get to class. Okay, here is my oregano. Looks like it needs some water. Hi, oregano. Hi, honey. So this is a kind of local oregano that we get here in Guatemala. The Italian woman, thank you. The Italian woman who was in class with us was really shocked to see this kind of oregano because as an Italian person, she's used to a different kind of oregano. Yeah, this guy looks like he needs some water. I should come down and water the garden. So we're just gonna grab a few more leaves. Thank you. Thank you for your medicine. Great. Yeah, Jasmine, oregano is great for colds. So is garlic. So is ginger, right? So what we're doing is we're taking all of those things that we know are good for colds and flu, and when you're feeling sick or when you need to boost your immune system, and we're putting them together. Putting them together. What do you get? Hi, honey. I'm also gonna add some rosemary. May I please? Yes. Hi, baby. Great, so I got some rosemary, I got some oregano. Hi, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yeah. We got the good stuff yesterday. Okay. All right, so we are here. I'm just gonna give a quick rinse of filtered water. Yeah, Terry, we could all do with immune help, which is why I wanted to bring you guys this video. Scott, you put turmeric in your coffee. Wow, that's like next level, man. Okay, so super simple. I'm literally making this as I'm getting ready to run out the door to class. To my herbalism class. In fact, this is where I learned this last week. So right now, in front of you guys, I am putting to use what I learned in class. Bonnie, do you mean where's Mama? I don't know. She's off. You know, a lot of times Mama comes for breakfast, for dinner, she sleeps over, and then she goes back into the world. Here, let's chop. Oh, a little nipply action, but that's all right. Okay, just come down. Stop. Stop. Right, so we're just chopping it up. Right? And you know, when we chop it, we make smaller pieces, what we're doing is we're just creating more access doors, you know? So if we're cooking, if you cut it into smaller pieces, you're creating more access for the heat to get in, so the food will cook faster. So sometimes you see people cooking these like really big chunks, and it's like, for me, I personally prefer to have smaller chunks. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to take this oregano and this rosemary, and we're just gonna boop, just put that right on top. Look at this. Look at this, guys. How simple. How simple was this to make? And now, actually, what I'm gonna do is I have a few things like astragalus. This is a really good. This is a root that you cook up. You can put it in your chicken soups. You can put it in whatever you're cooking. You make a tea of it. So I'm gonna put some astragalus on top. And so I'm just kind of going with what I have here in on my spice rack. So burdock root. Burdock root is. Ashley said something really great the other day. She said, you know, there are some plants that are good for some people, but burdock root is an example of, if you're a human, burdock root is good for you. So now I got this funny contraption. It actually came with my Vitamix. I'm just going to smoosh that down. Now I got some more space. And let's see, is there anything else I want to put in here? You know what? Let's put in some fennel and some cumin. So when I made the brew, ooh, and some black seeds. These are really good, black seeds. Oh yeah. Oh, let's put some mustard seeds. Let's go crazy. Let's do mustard seeds too. And then we're gonna throw some fennel. So this is really like a digestive tonic. And a tonic, it's important to understand the difference. A tonic is something that you take over time, that builds your system over time. It's not like a...
This is a reminder. Okay, honey.
Okay, Alexa, stop. So a tonic is something that you take over time that supports your system. Right? Okay, so there you have it. So I just threw in a bunch of stuff that I had, and now for the final... Yeah, Selena, black seeds are used in the Middle East. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he spoke a lot about black seeds as being just like, yeah, if you look it up, one of those breadcrumbs. Okay, so what we're doing is now we're adding the apple cider vinegar. I'll let it go down, go down, go down. Let me get a little knife to really help it go down. Right. So here's the thing. When we finish making this medicine, this is not something you're going to take a lot of. You're going to take like a teaspoon of it, right? So it's really intense, you know. So if you're ever in a health food store, you might find that you can order a shot of fire cider, and so it's a small amount, you know. So we don't always need a big amount. More is not necessarily better. You know what I mean? So what I'm doing now is I'm just packing it down to make sure the fire cider is just getting into all those little holes and nooks and crannies. And now, one thing that's good to know is that when it comes to vinegar, because this is apple cider vinegar, you don't want, exactly, Jazz V, a spoonful a day keeps the doctor away. And you don't want metal to touch, look at this, so that's how much vinegar I just used in this. You don't want metal to touch the vinegar. So I'm going to be, I can close it like this, whatever. But that could cause this metal top to rust. So I'm going to leave I left a little bit of space because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to shake it every day. Just like I have with, this is the one that I made. I made these two last week in class. And so this one has, in addition to all those vegetables you saw, oh, and there's beet, which is why this is red. I forgot beet. So this one has fennel, mugwort, lavender, oregano, and nettle. And this one has yarrow, lavender, feverfew, sage, oregano, and nettle. Oh, I have some sage growing. Well, I'll put it in the next batch. And so this is kind of a cool thing. So yeah, Elizabeth Sparks, thank you. You made a great point. These would be a great gift to give to people. You know, like a homemade, immune-boosting fire cider. Your own special recipe, made with love for the person that you care about because you care about their health, right? So that's why, like, I like to give sauerkraut as gifts. I like to give homemade ghee as gifts. When we had our Christmas party at Karuna, I brought one of those jars of ghee that I made here on the channel. And that was a really lovely gift to give. So, I don't have wax paper. So that's what we did with these, what you'll see here. To prevent the metal coming in contact with the vinegar, I used a wax paper. I don't have wax paper, but I have something almost as good, if not better. I have Beeswax Wrap, which I I linked to on my favorites, my recommendations page. I linked to this stuff. So I like this, no plastic. It's essentially cloth with beeswax like cooked into it, and so you can use this to wrap food. You can use this to seal jars. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm just going to come on down. I'm going to do this. Now this, I could actually cut this, so why don't we just cut this, because I have more of this, and that's the cool thing. Or do I have one that's already cut? No. We're just going to cut this one so it fits the size. And so that's also the cool thing about this beeswax stuff, is that you can cut it to fit your bowls, your jars, whatever it is that you're using. Do a little bit more. We gotta go. Oh my gosh, class starts in 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, can I just cut this on the cutting board? My little scissors are kind of weak. Yeah, I can. There we go. So there we go. So what I would also typically do is I'd want to like put a date on it. So there, look at that. Look at that. So the last one, I have a sticker on the outside. As you heard, I read the ingredients. So I could put a sticker, or I could just write straight on the label. And then now I have this fire cider. Wow, it's got all the good stuff in it. I'm gonna let this sit for 4 weeks. In fact, today is March 1st. So I'm going to write March 1st on here so I can remember when is 4 weeks later.
Here's your reminder. Grab the vertical.
Okay, Alexa, thank you. So there we go. So we just made an immune boosting tonic. Alexa, stop. No, we don't have to refrigerate it because it's in vinegar. So the vinegar kills bacteria. In fact, this is a anti-bacterial brew. So it's good. It's safe. Oh, Selena, tomorrow's your birthday. That's great. So over the next 4 weeks, there's going to be some magical process of alchemy happening in here to take all of those kind of base ingredients that we made and take them to the next level of nutrition, health, body support, immune support, all the good stuff, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it downstairs with the others. You want to store it in a cool, dark place. You don't want to store it in direct sunlight. And then in 4 weeks, I've got medicine. So yeah, so there it is. There you heard it. If you want to learn more, just go Google fire cider recipe. You can find one. You know, what I did here is not necessarily the best way to do it. It's just the way that I'm doing it today because I want to keep it simple. Oh, I should have put some coriander in it. Balls. Well, I'll do that in the next batch. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're able to take this and run with it and make some medicine for you and your family. I love you guys very much, and I'm going to get off to class because this is what I learned there last week, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to learn this week. So, all right, guys. Hi, Brianna. Hi, honey. Yeah, I feel so Martha Stewart, right? And so that's also the thing, Elizabeth. You could like make it really pretty and fancy and line the herbs and just like get really artistic about it. I'm not that kind of Martha Stewart. I'm the more like get it done kind of Martha Stewart. So, all right, guys, I love you. And Selena, happy birthday tomorrow. I love you very, 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 very much. That goes for everybody here. All right, guys. Oh, Virginia, it's so nice to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? So, Virginia, we're just ending the video now, but you can always go back and watch the replay. We just made a fantastic immune-boosting brew with some garlic, ginger, onions. What else do we put? Turmeric, oregano, some spices that I had here in the kitchen, and then we topped it off with apple cider vinegar. And the apple cider vinegar is what is going to drive the chemical reaction that's really going to turn those already very potent plants into medicine. So, Donna, I learned that you have to shake it every day, but I was actually just talking to a girl at Karuna who was making a fresh batch there, and she doesn't shake it. She just puts it in the jar and leaves it on the shelf, and that's it. So then after 4 weeks, we're going to come back. We're going to strain out all of the solids and just get the liquids, and then that liquid is going to be the the health shot that we're going to take daily, or when you have any kind of symptoms where you're not feeling well. It'll just help you kick the bad guys out. Yeah, and then the liquid we drink, and then the solids, you know, we can treat that like a pickled, a condiment, you know, that you can just put a little bit on top of your food for extra flavor. So we'll see. All right, don't be late. All right, bye guys. I love you.